Senator Kelly Ayotte. Senator, thanks for being here.
Good to be with you, Allison.
Okay, so Secretary Sebelius spoke for something like 3.5 hours last week. What more do you want to hear from her?
There's so much more we need to hear. First of all, she can't answer basic questions on how many people have enrolled. I've written her twice, no response. She also hasn't been able to assure the American people that this website is secure. And we now understand that it may not have been fully tested before it was deployed, so there's real concerns about the privacy of Americans. But most importantly, why won't we have a timeout on this law? Because the problems are much deeper than the website. I'm hearing from my constituents they're getting premium increase notices as a result of the law, cancellation of plans that they like and want to keep but they can't keep, and then people who are getting their hours cut because of the 29-hour work week.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, why can't you have a timeout on this law? Why won't the president do that? Because there's so many problems and it's much deeper than the website.
Now, Senator, I, as a mother of 3 young kids, understand what a timeout means. What do you mean when you say a timeout for Obamacare?
Well, you know, Allison, when your 2 kids, there's a problem or they're fighting or there's something going on, you give them a timeout, you put them in the corner and you work it out. And that's where we are right now because it's not working. Average Americans are being hurt, and it is time for a timeout. There's also the sports analogy where we need a timeout to resolve this. And why not get together on a bipartisan basis? This law was passed on purely partisan lines. It's obviously not working, and it's causing people, my constituents, so many of them are getting cancellation notices. They're concerned about premiums. I'm hearing it directly from them.
So basically tomorrow you want to hear about enrollment. Now, of course, the secretary said that she'll have those answers better in mid-November. Have you given her enough time to come up with an exact number of how many people have been able to enroll?
Well, think about it. It's totally absurd. Last week she said that she couldn't give those numbers because it was too unreliable. If it's so unreliable that you can't give basic information as to how many people have enrolled, how can the American people be certain that the site is secure? Think about it in that way. These are basic questions that need to be answered. And then the real question is, do they know and they don't want to tell us? I don't know because the numbers are low, but we need answers.
It sure sounded like she didn't know about the security. There was that heated exchange during the House questioning last week where she wasn't able to really kind of dive into the nuts and bolts of how to prove that it was secure. Now, of course, she's not an IT expert. Should she be able to answer very specific technology questions?
I think so, because wouldn't that be one of the foremost questions you've had if you're taking up a website that includes people's personal information? Will they be protected from identity theft? Will the information that they're given be protected so that they're not embarrassed on personal things like health care?
Okay, so if you do not hear tomorrow her able to explain how the technology behind this works and that it is secure and exactly how many people have enrolled, you will not be satisfied with this hearing tomorrow.
I won't be, but also I want to get back to the problems are much deeper than the website. I mean, too many people are receiving cancellation notices and also receiving premium increases, and those need to be addressed as well. And I'd like to hear answers about that.
All right, we'll see if people take up your call for a timeout to sort all of this out before more Americans are subjected to the glitches. Senator Kelly Ayotte, always great to see you.
Great to see you too.